Evening, 7th of July, 8:30 in the evening, just out walking the dogs. Been listening to some podcasts again today on the UFO topic. I know I always say this, but look at that for a UFO sky. That is beautiful and dramatic. I love the skyline at the moment, really love the skyline. Really dramatic. I need to remember I haven't got my mic on my hat today. I'm holding it. I've got my little magnetic clip. But yeah, I've been listening to a podcast called UAP Gerb. Very well-known independent UFO, UAP journalist within like the kind of UFO circles, from people like Coulthart and Jesse Michels and probably others, probably people like Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp. So a lot of people know him. First time I've really listened to one of his podcasts, and I listened to the most recent one that's just gone out on Spotify. What I liked about it is at the beginning he just was telling a quick story about one of his mates who came over to watch the UFC White House cards. I thought that is brilliant. I've got someone that is into UFC and also into UFOs, which comes right up my street. And so yeah, got someone who's UFC and UFOs, which is good because it's not the most normal combination of interests. And I was just thinking, I have not got a clue why I've been into this topic, but I have been listening to podcasts and absorbing myself in it for at least 4 years. Actually, I'm pretty well versed in it. I've listened to a lot of the kind of big events and who the big characters are in this, let's call it a story. So yeah, the podcast I was listening to today was talking about the role of Lou Elizondo, who people at the moment are questioning his legitimacy, that he was heavily involved in the cover-up of a craft retrieval legacy program. So I won't go into too many details. If you're interested in the topic, I do recommend you check out podcasts like UAP Gerb, Ross Coulthart, News Nation, and Jesse Michels is brilliant on American Alchemy. But they're all American, and I'd like to connect with some more UK audiences. So if you know of any, let me know. Please drop us a message. And one of the cases that they briefly touched on in this podcast was apparently a craft retrieval. They actually said the North Sea and they said Aberdeen, but I think there is probably a mistake there in terms of the location. I think they were more likely to be off the west coast of Scotland, off the North Atlantic coast, off the Atlantic coast, which was a lot deeper. So anyway, that's an interesting one, as is, I think I'm saying this right, Rendlesham Incident, which nuclear base in Suffolk area, and again, really famous sighting, call it the UK Roswell incident. So yeah, I know a little bit about that. I've even talked to someone whose relative worked on that base and I think heard similar stories. So yeah, really fascinating, and I am convinced, call it a hunch, but I think there might be a UFO sighting around here, because this skyline, I mean, that's beautiful again. I think is prime for it. And I've often said these fields, they remind me of like the sort of place that you're going to get a crop circle. And yeah, I would love to watch this video back in a few weeks, months, when someone witnesses a UFO. It's probably not going to be me. At least I'll be able to say I told you so. So yeah, it's got that feel. And as I said, it's got that feel when the wind picks up, which is just picking up now again. You might have seen on the movies, those kind of American movies in the 60s, 70s, where the wind turbines will rattle, the dog will bark, something's happening in the barn, you know, maybe crashed aircraft, flying saucer that's just crashed in the cornfield, and yeah, so it's got that feel to it, I think. So there you go. So yeah, do check out some podcasts. Let me know if there's any UK-based sightings, any good UK-based people to follow. I enjoy listening to the topic when I'm walking the dogs. As I said, God knows why, but I've been listening to it for about 4 years, and it's fascinating. And probably what we'll all come to realise very soon is we're not alone. But yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to just sit and chill for another minute or two. The wind's picking up. The clouds are looking ominous. Let's see if we can find a UFO.